And they admit that is because of antibiotics. Now, that is a low-tech, 65-year-old technology, originally discovered in mold, penicillin. Now, they're developing vaccines and getting approval on them that, oh, if you take this vaccine in our double-blind studies, it shows a massive reduction in your desire to snort cocaine. Or it shows a massive reduction in your desire to smoke cigarettes or chew tobacco. But they don't look at what the other effects are. See, that's looking at it one-dimensionally. It's just, yep, this seemed to make people not want to use this particular drug because, and there's different variants of them, but the virus goes in, it either destroys those receptors in the brain or it creates plaques at those receptors, or they have other types where your body creates an autoimmune response and then destroys whatever particular chemical that the vaccine is targeted towards creating an immunity. But the problem is the reason that cigarettes and marijuana, cannabis and cocaine and other narcotics make you feel good is because, and the reason they're addictive is because they mimic natural processes in the brain. And I remember reading about these vaccines that re-engineer the brain 12 years ago or so. And even in the medical journals, they were saying, well, there's concerns about this. But now they just sell them saying, look, we're doing tests of these. We're rolling these out. We're going to give you an anti-stress vaccine. You're not going to feel bad anymore. You're not going to have anxiety. Well, you naturally have anxiety over things that you should have anxiety about. I have anxiety over the fact that I still eat too much fattening food, that I don't exercise enough, that I work too hard. I have anxiety about having children, that I want to live to have children, and that I want to be there to protect and help my children. And so I'm really trying to wrestle with myself to stop living the destructive lifestyle I live. It's not destructive compared to the general public, but I can see it as destructive. It was destructive being so upset about the news I'm going to cover in 15 minutes that I was unable to sleep last night. My wife got up at 2 in the morning and said, when the dog was barking, and said, well, what are you doing? And, I was already taking another shower, was dressed, sitting there at the computer doing research. I just said, I just can't sleep. But see, that's Alex Jones going to an extreme of concern about the New World Order, at a subconscious level feeling like I've got to defeat this system myself when I can never do that. We can only do it with God's help, with divine intervention. We've got to have faith, do the right thing, tell the truth, take action, and then trust in God. All of us together doing little things. But getting back to this report here, there are so many super technologies, super high-tech, to use a comic book term, super science-type systems that are being developed. And when you realize the globalists are Malthusian and malevolent, and that they are trying to deploy these to make us basically emotionless biological androids. That's how the Pentagon describes in their Marshall Report. Wired Magazine reported on it. The headline was Marshall Plan, a takeoff on the post-World War II plan. And the headline is the Marshall Plan. In the future, it won't be what weapons our troops have, but what drugs they're on. And we know that they're testing aggression drugs, high-tech steroids, amnesics on special forces. That's been confirmed, and a lot of other even more dangerous things on them. And we know now they're moving and setting the precedent to deploy things like Gardasil that's caused close to 100 known deaths and tens of thousands of people to have serious Guillain-Barré type neurological disorders. And when the government pushed that on schoolgirls and now on boys, they knew in the trials it was killing people. But see, they're setting the precedent to deploy something to kill us out in the open and then just see if they can paper over it. Oh, man. And I know I'm all over the map. I'm all over the map because it's all interconnected. I mean, do people realize the chain reactions that have already begun because of genetically modified crops? The German studies, the British, the Chinese studies all show one form of BT corn that grows a natural pesticide in it. That is, it's a natural fungus in the ground, but they put it in the plant at about 1,000 times the strength so that any bugs that eat it will die. The problem is honeybees are eating the pollen, and they're dying. I mean, why did the globalists deploy that? Why are they putting out systems that turn off major proteins in the body, not just flu viruses? I mean, it's like they're trying to destroy the planet. We'll be right back.
This message starts with a great offer from Big Berkey Water Filters because we don't want you drinking dangerous water 1 minute longer. Right now, purchase any filter system from BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com to get your choice of 2 Berkey Sport bottles, a KDF shower filter, a set of fluoride filters, or our new sight glass spigot absolutely free. Why do this? Because over 60% of municipal water is fluoridated, and at less than 2 cents per gallon, Berkey Water Filters purify both treated and untreated water, removing dangerous chlorine, fluoride, and other contaminants. Big Berkey water filters are powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water, so they're perfect for rainwater collection systems and emergency preparedness. Remember, Big Berkey includes free shipping on every order over $50, and GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit BIGBERKEY waterfilters.com or call 877-99-BERKEY. That's BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com or call today 1-877-99-BERKEY.
When making important financial decisions, you should always know the facts. That's why Midas Resources is willing to pay you to read the facts. Midas Resources, a team of hand-picked financial specialists with decades of financial experience who are ready to provide you with state-of-the-art, up-to-date financial services. Midas Resources offers a host of services and stands behind their products. In fact, if you call and order their free Midas report, Midas Resources will pay you. This detailed report will provide you with financial history on the safest and most profitable areas to invest in. If you read the report, Midas Resources will send you a free Walking Liberty silver $50. So what are you waiting for? Get the facts and call Midas Resources toll free at 888-292-2709. That's 888-292-2709. And remember, if you read the Midas report, you'll receive a free Walking Liberty silver $50.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As they're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Never buy home canning jar lids again. No kidding. When you buy Tadler reusable canning lids once, you'll never buy canning lids ever again. Safely store emergency preparedness foods for years. Traditional metal lids are single-use throwaways containing BPA. But Tadler reusable canning lids are guaranteed to last a lifetime when used as designed for home canning. Tadler lids are made with a USDA and FDA-approved food-grade plastic, safe for direct food contact, and contain no BPA. Tadler lids are dishwasher safe, usable with standard pressure or water bath canning, eliminate food spoilage from acid corrosion, fit standard mason jars, are indefinitely reusable, and are proudly made in the USA. Place orders at reusablecanninglids.com or call 1-877-747-2793. 877-747-2793. Call 877-747-2793 or go to reusablecanninglids.com. That's reusablecanninglids.com for Tadler reusable canning lids, the original since 1976.
Day after day, alone on a hill.
I know a pilot
the man with the
and
foolish grin is
a scientific researcher personally for many years, and he called me yesterday and said, Alex, you can go to the federal maps of the magnetic fields. All pilots have them. Magnetic fields are routinely changing. There is nothing to this pole shift. And he wrote a report for us yesterday that's going up at Infowars.com in the next 30 minutes or so, also at PrisonPlanet.com. I'm not sure what headline we're going to give it yet. During the next break, I'm going to go out there and decide what headline to give it. That doesn't mean that he's 100% right, but I do respect his opinion. The media, including Scientific American and Fox News, is hyping it up and saying that it could be a danger. And undoubtedly, you know, poles do move around, but according to the graphs that we've looked at, it's about the same level of movement we've been seeing since measurements in the 1970s. So we're going to be going over that report coming up in the next hour. I know it's kind of fun to think Planet X is coming to kill us, and it's kind of mysterious, like Thundar the Barbarian cartoon in the 70s. And there's all these movies about asteroids hitting us, but I don't think in 2012 there's going to be a big pole shift. The globalists are engaged in weather modification. They brag that they have tectonic weapons, which obviously are dangerous to manipulate the Earth with. The government and other governments have tested nukes in the upper atmosphere and blown holes in the ozone layer. A few years after they discovered and confirmed the Van Allen radiation belt, the U.S. government fired high-powered nuclear missiles into it. That's in the Discovery Channel Trinity special with William Shatner, film footage of them launching multiple nukes into the Van Allen radiation belt, quote, trying to blow it up. So, I mean, I'm not, the real danger is the globalist and their cyclotrons and their heavy superconducting supercolliders and the Air Force report 7 years ago admitting that they're secretly trying to isolate and develop antimatter bombs. I mean, sure, there's some real dangers going on, but evidence of a pole shift, I really think is a pop culture fad. People may get mad at me for that. That's my opinion. And I'm not sure either. We don't know. The only constant on this planet is change. Now, I told you that I learned something yesterday so upsetting because I already had all the pieces and knew it was coming. But the announcement of it shook me to my very core. And I wanted to disprove all of my previous research that I had done over the years. So I spent approximately 8 hours last night from midnight to 8 a.m. researching it. Then I got extremely tired at 8 a.m., went to sleep for 30 minutes, which was probably a mistake because now I'm kind of out of it. You know, when you don't sleep and take a quick nap, you do. But I confirmed that my analysis was correct because you read these articles and these documents and talk to insiders over the years, and then a new development happens confirming all the research you've done, but then you say, well, time tends to muddy things a bit. Let me spend some time researching this. So Paul Watson, Kurt Nimmo, Aaron Dykes, and myself, as well as Rob Dube, worked late into the evening on the information you're about to see. And this video/audio for radio listeners was only finished 20 minutes ago. And it's not on the internet yet. It's not on the Alex Jones channel. It's not at PrisonPlanet.tv. We're going to premiere it when we come back after this break here in a moment. And please call your friends and family. Please tell them to tune in to this information immediately because this is a form of tyranny that no nation has ever had in place. And I don't just